Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but is happening right now. We're looking at the IIXI 2025 conference, which is literally the place where the world's top minds are building the AI teachers of the future. All right, let's get right into it. So let's just kick things off with a huge question. Could your next teacher actually be a sentient AI? Now hold on, when we say sentient, we're not talking about the Terminator. In this context, it really means an AI that can perceive, feel, and learn in a way that's super responsive and adaptive. We're talking about something way beyond your average chatbot. And this quote right here, this is the mission. This is the grand vision that's fueling this whole thing. Just imagine a personal tutor that's with you 24/7, one that adapts to your learning style in real time. The goal is to teach anyone, anything, at any time, anywhere on the planet, and this is the real game changer, at whatever pace works for you. That's the future they're trying to build. Okay, so that all sounds incredibly ambitious, right? But what does this idea of a sentient AI instructor really mean? What are we actually talking about here? Let's break down what these next-gen AI teachers are supposed to be. The official term is a mouthful, CCE, Super Intelligent AI Instructors. But that acronym, CCE, is absolutely crucial. It stands for culturally competent, empathetic, and ethical. So this isn't just about creating a super smart computer that can spit out facts. No way. It's about designing a digital mentor that gets cultural nuances, can show empathy, and is built on a solid ethical foundation. That's a whole different level. So where is all this groundbreaking work actually going down? Well, this vision isn't just floating around in the ether. It's being actively shaped and built at a very specific event. Let's take a closer look at this hub of innovation, the IIXI 2025 conference. And let's be clear, this isn't just some random tech meetup. The source material calls it, quote, the premier conference in this space. This is the Super Bowl for researchers creating artificial intelligent educators. It's where the best of the best come to share what they've been working on. And here are the nuts and bolts that make it all real. This is the third time they're holding this conference. It's happening in December 2025 in Baltimore. And the keynote speaker, Dr. Japhus Tucker-Dalswell, is described as a pioneer in this field. So yeah, this whole futuristic idea is grounded in a very real event with real people leading the charge. We've talked about the what, but the who is just as important. I mean, who are the people actually showing up to this thing and building this future? Let's take a look. You know, it's a really diverse crowd. Of course, you've got your academic researchers and industry pros, but you also have people from government agencies and then, check this out, college, university, and even high school students. That mix is so powerful, bringing together established experts with the next generation of innovators. Now, you might see the number 210 and think, that's not a huge conference. But for a super specialized field like this, that's a concentrated group of absolute experts. It means pretty much everyone in that room is a serious player from somewhere around the globe, all focused on the same mission. And this conference isn't a place where you just go to sit and listen to lectures. Not at all. It's a platform where you can actively contribute. So, how does a researcher's big idea actually get recognized and become part of the official scientific conversation? The process is pretty straightforward, but also very rigorous. First, you gotta submit your research paper, and it has to get accepted through peer review. Then, you have to register and actually go to the conference. You do that, and boom, your paper gets published in the official proceedings. It's a system that makes sure only quality stuff moves the field forward. And where do these papers get published? In a journal called JUICE. Yep, JUICE. It stands for the International Journal of Urban Innovation and Cooperative Entrepreneurship. Giving the research a home in a recognized academic journal just adds that extra layer of credibility and makes sure the knowledge gets out there. All right, let's talk about a really practical question. What's it cost to get in the door? Because honestly, the pricing here tells a really interesting story about the conference's values, especially when it comes to making sure people can actually attend. Okay, so if you look at the early bird fees, a regular ticket for a non-member is $350. That's pretty standard. But it's the rest of this table that's really eye-opening. Just watch what happens to the price as we go down. This is amazing. A regular attendee pays $350, but a college student pays just $50. $50! That's not a small discount. That's a massive statement. It shows they are serious about getting young, up-and-coming researchers in the room. But wait, it gets even better. That's right. High school students can go for free. $0. Zilch. That is an absolutely incredible move. It's all about inspiring talent at the earliest possible stage, basically investing in the future of the entire field. So we've looked at the wild vision, the conference itself, and the people involved. Let's zoom all the way out. Why does a niche academic conference in Baltimore about AI teachers matter to the rest of us? It matters because what happens in that room doesn't stay in that room. Think of this conference as the laboratory where the future of learning is being invented. The ideas, the debates, the prototypes, that's the blueprint for a world where every single one of us could have a personalized, patient, and empathetic teacher right in our pocket. And that leaves us with one last big, fascinating question to chew on. If we're really heading towards a future where a super intelligent AI can teach us any fact, any skill, on demand, what does that mean for us? What human skills will become the most valuable? Creativity, critical thinking, empathy? That's the question we're all going to have to answer.